Why do the plain Janes keep winning? Listen. If you are interested, continue watching this video. So I am not here to do the whole reaction video. I don't think that's my style. But I did want to just give my insight on why the other woman keeps winning. And I consider myself as one of them women because, as you can see, I'm not that extravagant. I'm pretty simple, and I guess I am one of those women she is considering as the plain Janes. But I will admit, it feels good over here. I just wanted to share some insight and some tips and some advice, I guess, and hopefully that you can take something out of it. So the first reason why plain Janes keep winning is we are not extra. We don't need to do but so much. Our attraction is beyond the physical. You know, men are physical creatures and they do want a beautiful woman, but how can you keep them engaged? You know, marriage is an engagement. Makes sense. Marriage is literally a forever lasting engagement. You have to continue on with conversations. You know, you got to continue on dating. You have to continue on raising a family together. It's a whole lot with that. And when a man meets a lady, is either you're going to be in each one of the other category. You know, you're going to be in a category that he is not going to look forward to engaging with you for a lifetime, or he wants to keep engaging with you for a lifetime. And that's really what sparks marriage for a man, because he's like, oh my goodness, I don't want to let this girl go. I want to keep her for me. She is wonderful. I will be sad if another man takes this lady. She is amazing. I just did a video on why men need their wife. I have a lot of details in that video on why it's important for a woman to become a wife and be in position of a wife. So with all that being said, our beauty is beyond our appearance. Our beauty is in our mind, our hearts, and our spirit. So we don't have to do but so much. When men are very simple creatures, and when you got them engaged and they are like, oh my goodness, I want more of this woman, you got them. Now they want to marry you. But for one, let's get this clear. They want to keep you. Men really don't care about all that extra stuff. Some men maybe, I'm just saying majority. It's the woman that has to set the standard of marriage. And that's why it's important to become a wife before being someone's wife. Because you set that standard. But men will keep you, but they may not be the one to say, let's get married today or tomorrow. You have to set that standard. But when they want to keep you, they will do whatever it takes to keep you. And with all that being said, we don't have to do all the extra stuff for lashes and weave, because men actually really don't care about all that. They're really attracted to the mind and the soul and the heart, and that's beyond what any physical appearance can ever give. The next reason why the plain Jane keeps winning is because we know how to hold a quality conversation. So I want to share my quick story because, of course, I don't know men. I don't know what men desires, but to me, they're simple creatures. And when I do get a sense of the comments and the conversations that I may have with men and listen to their conversation, they're pretty much a good man, at least. A good man that wants to be a husband. They really don't want but so much. They're very simple. And one quality they do desire is a good conversation from a good quality woman. What does that look like? I can just go off of my personal story. And when I worked at Kicks USA, I did not know my husband, but I do remember him as a customer. And he was a good customer because I had a goal to hit and he was buying multiple items. So I always said, listen, this is my customer to my team. I knew it was a matter of time he was going to ask me out because he kept smiling. So I guess in the middle of our conversation, I never knew this. I do not recall this conversation, but he does. We was talking about home, H-O-M-E-S, homes, houses. I guess that caught his attention to me. Outside of my appearance, he was just like, oh, this girl is smart. She has dreams. She wants something more. Of course, like the third time he came in, fourth time, fifth time he came in, he asked me out on a date. The rest is history. And of course, keeping this man, you know, keeping him, I guess, you know, I really wasn't desiring to keep him. It just happened gradually, and, you know, it just happened. But what kept him is that, one, I set standards, and two, I had good conversations. And I guess he enjoyed them. To this day, we have conversations for hours. We can stay up all night talking. And it's so beautiful that we can do that. The next reason why the plain Janes keep winning is because we have standards and we know what we want. In Proverbs 31 verse 10, right? Who could find a virtuous wife? What do virtuous mean? And this me breaking down words, right? What does virtuous mean? Virtuous means high quality standards. What does quality means? A high level. So we are talking about having high level quality standards. Standards that are of God, because we can talk about standards that a professional woman may have, but those standards may harden her heart. Those standards may keep her strong-minded. And I've been there, so I know how that feels. And that's why it's my journey to become, coming from strong-mindedness to soft-heartedness. And it's a transition and it's a journey. But you want to get from the strong-minded standards to soft-hearted standards. And soft-hearted standards is really just dwelling in the presence of God and really learning his ways. For me personally, one of my standards that I set was not having sex. Not because I didn't enjoy the sex, but more so because my relationship with God was more valuable and high prioritized than my husband now, but the man who I was dating. And we was having sex for over a little over a year. And one day I just, it wasn't randomly one day, but it was a day that I said, listen, I gotta stop having sex because I really felt hell on my butt. And I was praise dancing and it was a mess. And I said,
I'm not going to hell for you.
I'm not having sex. I came too far with God. You not worth it, pretty much. And it was a journey with that situation. But I had to hold my ground because he was paying my bills. I was a full-time student. And it was a sacrifice I had to make, but my relationship with God was definitely more higher than his. And literally 5 months later, he proposed and we got married a year later. So that's basically rounded up to everything I said earlier. When a man wants you, he wants you. You just got to set the standard. And that's something that I didn't know at the time, because my standard wasn't like, get married, get married, get married. It was just, I cannot have sex because I love God so much. And I'm going to be honest with you, he did not understand it. He respected it, but he did not understand it. He never dealt with this before. So I just had to set my standard. I had to just mind my business and just stick with it. So that was the moment that I realized I wasn't playing wifey, but instead I was positioning myself as a wife without me knowing, right? So that's why it's very important to become a wife before you becoming someone's wife, right? So that is one thing, is knowing our standards, knowing who we are, knowing what we want and sticking to it, is not being afraid to lose him, not being afraid to say bye. It's just one of those things that you just really have to just know who you are, and men for some reason are attracted to it. The other reason why plain Janes keep winning is because we treat men like men. They're not niggas. They're not boys. They're people. They are people. I have a video on how you can start talking to our men, but they are human beings, and God loves them as much as he loves us. And what man would want to marry a woman who keeps calling him a nigga? It just doesn't make any sense. And no, this word normally is not in my vocabulary, but I'm coming straight forward to you because in that specific video that went viral, I heard her say that. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Another thing is, even forget nigga, let's talk about that man. That's another, it's two words, but that's another quote unquote word that men are being called. That man. I don't want that man to touch my son. Well, that man is going to be soon to be your husband. So if you're not operating as a wife, you're not going to receive your husband. And that is why I have a very, very strong passion for this. And join my 5-day challenge for this, because I start equipping you to start positioning yourself as a wife. But that man, that nigga, is a person on the other side of your blindedness. Women who keep doing that and keep calling them that is basically putting a wall between you and that guy, and that guy is already saying, well, I'm a human being. I am a man. I am a king. I ain't just no nigga. I ain't just no that guy. I am a person who's trying to get married and looking for my wife, looking for a woman who can respect me. So women who keeps calling them that is already destroying their ego that they naturally have. Let's be clear, they naturally have an ego. They're naturally leaders. They're natural visionaries. And with a woman, we're supposed to be their helpmate. A man is looking for a helpmate. He's looking for a supporter. He's looking for a person to grow with, not someone who's going to tear him down, especially if he's a good man who's building a legacy. He's definitely not going to bring no ratchet chick into his home. He's not going to bring a ratchet chick into his legacy. He's not going to let a ratchet chick build his kids. If you want to continue on staying in that lane of whatever that is, then you're going to get the men that's in that lane. But if you're looking for a high quality man, a man who wants to be a husband, a man who wants to do things and go some places, you need to level up. Seriously, level up, level up, level up, level up. Me and my husband is continuously leveling up. We do not have degrees. We do not have bachelors. We don't have no associate degree. I'm sorry. See, I don't know nothing. All I'm doing, we are literally self-educating ourselves and applying and learning from our experiences. But we are together in this, and we make sure that we speak kind words together and that we grow together. So don't think that it's not possible, but you have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to grow and treat that man like a man. He is a man that maybe, just maybe, you will call your husband one day, and you will have kids with this man, and you will grow a family with this man and build a legacy with this man. That's what we know how to do. We know how to treat our men like men. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not know that naturally. It took me some hard lessons to realize this. That's why I'm able to come to you, because my heart had to be changed. My mindset had to be shifted. My words had to change. But I did all that through the grace of God. Only God did that through me and to me. And now my marriage is changing and flourishing through the grace of God, because He told me to change. I had to change. So we treat men like men. They are human beings. And that's all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And you can find me at Becoming.Bad Wife. I share more over there. And I share some behind the scenes stuff. And you can subscribe, click like, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you next week. And make sure you comment down below if you have gotten anything out of this video. It will help your girl. I like community. So talk to you later. Bye.